Me here, and good afternoon. I'll talk about a somewhat neglected part of stroke. We have, as you heard, we are very advanced in treatment of acute ischemic stroke in the stroke units, but afterwards, as we all know, many of our stroke patients, the victims, will remain with disability. So I'll talk about brain stimulation for post-stroke recovery. I'm Natan Bornstein. I'm currently the director of the brain division at Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center and the chairman of the Israeli Stroke Society at the Israeli Neurological Association. And these are my disclosures. Just related to this talk is the brain cue that I'm on the advisory board. So there is an unmet need. I'll talk about the new approaches to using advanced technology and focus on stimulation. We, in neurology, started to use brain stimulation, invasive brain stimulation and non-invasive one, for many diseases. If you talk about Parkinson, it's DBS, and about in migraine, etc. So stimulating the brain, it became a very popular and trendy in stroke specifically, but in neurology as a general. So talking about several stimulations, some of them are semi-invasive or invasive, some of them are non-invasive. We're talking about the frequency-tuned electromagnetic field stimulation that I'm one of the leading of this startup company, and vagal nerve stimulation that is used usually for epilepsy in our field, but also for post-stroke recovery, transcranial magnetic stimulation that is used in the vast fields of neurology and psychiatry, also for depression, for instance, and very innovative way to stimulate the cerebellum, which is cerebral deep brain stimulation. So let's start with why we're talking about post-stroke recovery, because we know that stroke carries a huge burden of both patient and the healthcare system, and the current rehabilitation method of rehabilitation, physiotherapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, etc., demonstrate little benefit overall disability in such patients. And about 60 to 70% of all stroke patients will remain in sort of disability. And I'm talking today about the motor disability, especially the arm, which is the most important part after stroke. And therefore, we need innovation and innovative solution in order to improve post-stroke recovery. And the frequency-tuned electromagnetic low-frequency field stimulation is one of them. And this is a startup company, BrainQ calls. They have a device that produces and delivers networking, targeting a very low field magnetic stimulation. And the goal is to reduce disability by enhancing neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. It was shown in animal models that it's okay, and that is really enhanced through circuits in the brain that talk to each other and enhance the delusional place by the one that talk to this center from the healthy circuit. And this is a device, it's a wearable device that was designed to accessible and enhance alternative to current standard of care, because you can start to do it in the rehab center and then take it home and usually use it as much as you want. This is a AI-based device with telemedicine, and the physiotherapist can see the patient at home and teach them how to do it, etc. So this is a very advanced technology. We've done the first study, a pilot study in India that was very successful, and it was published just a week ago in the frontier of neurology, a very promising results in 50 patients that were treated post-stroke in the subacute phase, not in the chronic phase. And based on this promising and very surprising, sort of speaking, results, we start to have the pivotal study in US. It's called Imagine. 20 centers in the US are doing it. We are aimed to recruit patients from 20 acute stroke units. They are going to the rehab centers between 4 to 14 days after the stroke and give them this particular device. It will be a randomized control study with active and sham control, and the device will be used for 90 days, and hopefully we'll see a good results. We have a very promising, sorry, not going on. Oops, sorry. These are the PIs of the study. They are very prominent stroke neurologists as well as rehab guys in the US, and myself as also on the steering committee. The second point that I would like to talk about is the vagal nerve stimulation. As I said, it's used in epilepsy, and it was studied in Glasgow by some of my colleagues. It was in the hospital as at home, and the method was shown to enhance and release neuromodulation, and by that increase the rehab. The study was done with intense rehab plus this vagal nerve stimulation, and that increased plasticity of the brain. And the result of the study, done on 108 patients, shown a very promising result, and it was proved by the FDA, and currently is going on, a study going on in the US. The other one is transcranial magnetic stimulation, and also the direct current stimulation. Again, stimulating the brain from the outside, either by TMS, this is non-invasive brain stimulation that activate neuronal network and do behavioral modulation and enhance recovery, either by the transcranial magnetic stimulation, or there's high frequency, low frequency, different ways that you can use it, and very promising results are done by both the repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation on the motor function of post-stroke, and also the direct transcranial direct current stimulation also have shown good results. So what are the future direction as we see it, as I see it? I think that synergistic way between different approaches to rehabilitation, like the chemical modulator, even brainstem transplantations, brain stimulation, and also rehab using technology, VR, robots, etc., are promising, and maybe we can use both of them as enhancing plasticity and improving patient recovery. We also think nowadays we're talking about precision medicine or patient-specific intervention. So there are many genetic factors are involved in that, brain lesion function imaging, and target determination and real-time monitoring of this. So I think that the future in rehabilitation is to have innovative way to approach, to enhance the self-defense, the endogenous defense mechanism of the brain, and enhance it in order to improve our patients' outcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we're going to